I'm in a campsite called Los Delfines, and it's just outside a town called Puerto de Mazzaron, which is in the province of Murcia, if I say that correctly. And Puerto de Mazzaron is about sort of halfway between Alicante to the north and Almeria to the south. It's a funny sort of a campsite. There are loads of flies here for some reason. I don't know why that is. All over the town as well. The place is full of flies. And what I've got here, right, for an extra few bob, I have my own sort of private little bathroom. Now that's fine, except when I went in here yesterday, there was 2 large lizards hiding underneath the shower there. When I turned the shower on, they made a drive up the wall. Anyway, so the shower, sink and toilet paper, and it's fine, you know, a mirror as well. It's a bit exposed to the elements. You get flies and things coming in here, and yesterday there were 2 large lizards went scampering up the wall there when I tested out the shower. The first thing I didn't like here was that there is a beach 5 minutes just down, you know, outside the gate here. Go across the road and you're down on a beach, but it's all stony. There's very little sand, and I thought, well, I don't like this. But then I said, okay. I was in a shop and I spent 10 euros on a pair of rubberized croc things, right? So I put those on and I just march into the sea, no problem. And of course then when they come off in the sea, they float, so I won't lose them. So that was 10 euros well spent. I went to the shop. I decided to make a sandwich for lunch and go down the beach with it. So I got 2 things here, ciabatta, really fresh. A thing of crab salad, which looks quite nice. 2 things of Danone strawberry yogurt, some cheese, some ham, and 2 tomatoes, and that all came to 8.20 euros, which I thought was quite good. And I bought these yesterday just to put my food in going down the beach, and everything remains clean and fresh and hopefully cold. Puerto de Mazzaron in the distance there. This is the beach near the campsite I'm in. It's very nice, except for all those stones going into the beach there, getting into the sea. But of course with my cool new rubber crocs, that is no problem. Other thing I bought today was I bought this cover to put down, so I see people using. And so that gives me a big cover, and then I put my towel down on top of that, and I keep all the sand off my towel. And I also brought down this tea towel, an ordinary tea towel, and I use it just for wiping things down and just keeping my area here clean. And it's goodbye, Puerto de Mazzaron. Nice. I left Puerto de Mazzaron this morning and drove down for about 2.5 hours, and I'm now in a camping site called Camping Mar Azul in a place called Balerma, Almeria. And the weather here is quite different. There's a breeze blowing. If you look there, there's a wind coming from there. There was a few drops of rain earlier. It's still warm, and the sea is quite wild. I'm the only person here on the beach. The campsite is behind me there, across the road. So there's a wind coming from the sea. There are no signs about riptides. So I think I'm going to jump in there and have a quick splash. but I think it will be quite brief because it's pretty rough. It's a lovely evening here in Balerma. It looks deserted enough. It's a quiet sort of a little town, you know. And in a way, you know, it's fine where I am in the campsite up there. It's fine for families and, you know, couples and retired couples and stuff like that. But for me, who, you know, alone again, naturally, it's not really doing the trick. And I was looking up Google Maps just earlier, and according to Google Maps, I'm only 2.5 hours from, guess where, Marbella, down south of Malaga. So I'm here for 2 nights, tonight and tomorrow night, and after that I might very well just make a drive down for Marbella Central and see what's going on down there. I'm just heading home after a meal in this restaurant here next to the cannon, and I must say it's one of the best meals I've had in Spain. It cost me €17.50, and I had, the guy gave me a sort of a thing to start with that he didn't charge for, which was as big as a starter. I then had a pizza, diaboli, and I had 3 glasses of wine, and he gave me a little shot of the local digestive when I was finished, and all that for €17.50, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. So there you go. Okay, well, this is a bit of a change from the heat wave. Thunder, lightning and rain. So the van badly needs a wash after the rain the last couple of days. So it does. There's my neighbours. Look, a huge big monster of a thing, look, from Germany. And they're towing a BMW behind them. How cool is that? So I've just come into Malaga. There's a sign for Torremolinos, Algeciras and Cadiz. So I'm on the right road. I'm going to keep going till I see a sign somewhere for Marbella. Then I should go and look for somewhere to stay. It's gotten a bit warmer here. It's 28 degrees as compared to 24 degrees when I left. carriageway from hell heading to Marbella. I'm at the Puerto Deportivo in Marbella, where I had an Irish pub 37 years ago. Now, don't ask me where it is, because you can see there is somewhere where the pub was, and I don't see it. Having said that, off in the distance I can see some Irish road signs. Let's go down and have a look at those. Okay, well, this is called Nelly Max, and there's are the signposts I saw. They look original, they're probably in miles as well, so it definitely ain't the Dubliner, that's for sure. And I think the Dubliner, the one I had, was sort of around the corner a bit. But I suppose there is an Irish pub here, you know. Otherwise this place is mayhem, chaos. I mean, it's just so all over the place, so busy, really. Yeah, I have to say that I think I would give the thumbs down to Marbella. It is not the same as it was 37 years ago when I was here, and I suppose I wouldn't expect it to be, but I mean, it's too big, it's all over the place. There's wealth, a lot of wealth around here, affluence, people showing off money. There's this horrible dual carriageway going through the place. The campsites are on the wrong side of it. To get over to the beach is a real pain in the ass. And yeah, you know, my memories are a lot different to what I see here. So I think I'll be moving on quicker than I had anticipated. Maybe head to Portugal. And let's leave it at that. Right, there's the pint of Guinness. There are 5 Irish pubs here apparently. There's a couple over there. I was just talking to the guy. Okay, this is the second pint of Guinness. Amazing what a couple of pints of Guinness will do, huh? You know, you look at things in a different light and you think, actually this place is very nice. You could hang around here for a week, come here every evening, drink Guinness, get half langered, and you've got a beach there, lovely beach, and you've got restaurants everywhere, assuming that you know, you have to stay in one of those fancy apartments up there. This would never work for the camper van, because I'd be in and out every day after drinking Guinness, and eventually the police would catch me. But for this evening, it's nice, and I am enjoying it. I had a good chat with the barman, who's from County Kildare, and he tells me there's 5 Irish pubs here doing well, and that you can get a meal for 17 or 18 euros if you know where to go. You don't have to spend 100 euros on a meal. So it can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be necessarily. Anyway, those are just my thoughts at the moment. Okay, well, this is great. I'm in Spain, in Marbella, and I'm listening to Irish commercials on Sky TV in between football matches. So I mean, you know, it just sort of shows it, doesn't it? You come all the way down here and you're watching Irish commercials on TV. But that's the way it is, I mean, you know. So after my 2 pints of Guinness, I'm getting in a talkative mood. So I'll ramble on a bit, but I didn't like Marbella at all when I got here. I didn't like anything about it. But a couple of pints of Guinness later, and I'm sort of mellowing out a bit, and the centre here of the town, down at the seafront, is quite nice. Now, the barman was telling me that the 2 busiest months here in this pub are September and October. He says when it's not as hot, it's a bit off season and people come down. July and August, he says, is too hot. So that's fair enough, that's next month. I'll be out of here by then. I think the Irish pub I had 37 years ago was just round about here. Changed a lot, but I think that's what it was. I'll show you how I do my editing here in the van, because all I've got is a laptop, obviously, traveling. However, it's a good laptop. I'm running Premiere Pro there. There's a timeline of stuff on it. Here I've got a loop deck control surface, and I use this to enhance the workflow, as they say. And for example, you know, I can twiddle stuff there really fast just by using knobs and buttons on this loop deck once you learn how to use it. The problem with the laptop, of course, is the size of it. So what I've done is I've connected the laptop to my 32-inch television there, and the TV is acting as a source monitor, which is this one, and then the program monitor, which is this one. So if we play the program, this is what I'm doing, and I'm putting together chapter 3 where I am now, and let's go to the end of that there. And now if I want to put this bit here in from the source monitor, and that comes up on the screen, and I just have to play it until I get where I want. Let's say there, put an in point, and now press a button and down it comes onto the timeline. So that is now in there, and I can move on to the next one. So that's sort of how I do my editing. I get the big picture here in the telly. I have the functionality here on the laptop using Premiere Pro, and I've got my little loop deck to sort of optimize the workflow. So there you go.